Hey, we're 7-Minute Books. I'm Sam. Today we're cracking open Tom Standage's A History of the World in 6 Glasses. So Sophie, I'll admit I was skeptical. A whole history of civilization told through drinks? Does it actually work?
Hi there, Sam. It really does. Standage shows that every major era has been shaped by a drink, from beer in ancient Mesopotamia to Coca-Cola in the globalized 20th century. And he makes it feel like a fun puzzle, not a boring timeline.
You know what? The beer part got me right away. He argues that early humans might not have settled down for bread, but for beer. That's wild.
Right, beer was basically the original social network. It was safe to drink, full of calories, and it brought people together. The Egyptians and Mesopotamians even paid workers with beer rations.
And there's the Epic of Gilgamesh, where the wild man Enkidu becomes civilized by drinking beer and eating bread. So the idea is that beer literally made us human. I love that.
Then you have wine, which became the drink of the elite. The Greeks had their symposia, where thinkers like Plato would argue philosophy over a bowl of wine. It was about sophistication and ideas.
And the Romans turned that into a full imperial project. They planted vineyards everywhere and taught the locals to make wine as a way of spreading Roman culture. Pretty clever.
When Rome fell, wine lost its grip in Europe, but the church kept it alive through the Eucharist, and the nobility carried the tradition. So wine stayed the drink of the powerful.
Okay, then spirits come along. And this is where things get global, right? Distillation from Islamic alchemists. And suddenly sailors have a compact, stable drink for long voyages.
Exactly. Spirits powered the age of exploration. Rum fueled the triangle trade, which had a really dark side, and whiskey helped shape the American frontier.
The Whiskey Rebellion even tested the new U.S. government's authority. So it's not just about drinking for fun, it's about trade, power, and rebellion.
And then coffee flips the script entirely. It arrives in Europe and wakes people up. The alcohol-soaked streets suddenly have a place where you can have a clear conversation.
Yeah, those coffee houses were called penny universities. For the price of a cup, you could listen to scholars and merchants. That's how Lloyd's of London started, and even the stock exchange.
So the Enlightenment and the scientific revolution start percolating over coffee. It gave people the mental clarity to exchange ideas without the fog of alcohol.
Then tea takes the story east. It becomes China's national drink, and the British fall in love with it. But there's a trade problem, because China won't take anything but silver.
So the British start selling opium from India, which leads to the Opium Wars and the opening of China. That's a huge pivot, and tea is at the center of it.
And don't forget the Boston Tea Party. Tea literally sparked the American Revolution. So tea changes the balance of power across the globe.
And finally, Coca-Cola. It's the drink of American capitalism and globalization. The brand becomes this unstoppable symbol of modern consumer culture.
The company even followed American soldiers during World War II, building bottling plants so every GI could have a Coke. That's how it spread everywhere.
And when they try to change the formula with new Coke, people lost their minds. That's how deeply connected we are to these brands.
So each drink is tied to a specific era, and Standage shows how they weren't just background. They actively shaped events.
Which brings him to a bigger point. These drinks reflect how humans relate to the environment. Beer and wine were local, spirits and coffee and tea became global, and Coke is fully industrial.
And they also reinforce social hierarchies. Wine for the elites, beer for the workers, tea in delicate cups, coffee in penny universities. What you drank said who you were.
But they also brought people together across classes. Coffee houses mixed merchants and philosophers, and taverns mixed everyone. They democratized conversation.
He also doesn't hide the dark side. The sugar plantations for rum used slave labor. Coffee and tea were grown under colonial oppression. And Coke has its own problems with health and water.
Right, it's not a romantic history. It's a history of power, exploitation, and human ingenuity all in a glass.
I think the part that got me was how ordinary these drinks are. Next time I grab a coffee, I'm thinking this is the same culture that sparked the Enlightenment.
And that's what Standage does so well. He takes something we don't think about and shows how it's packed with history.
So what's your number one takeaway from the whole thing?
I think it's that human progress often comes from finding better ways to fuel ourselves, and those choices ripple through everything. Beer, wine, spirits, coffee, tea, Coke, each one changed the world's direction.
Yeah, for me it's the idea that every drink is a vessel for culture and power. It's not just a beverage, it's an object that carries meaning.
The 7-Minute Books app has over 6,000 fiction and nonfiction summaries you can read or listen to in any language, with infographics on many. That's $2.99 a month, $9.99 a year, or $19.99 lifetime at 7minutebooks.com/app. So every time you raise a glass, you're actually sipping the accumulated story of civilization. We'll see you in the next one.